The other two will be later in the year. So, yes. So the first thing that I want everybody to do is to grab a piece of colored paper. Okay? Everybody have their colored paper? Perfect. So I want you to close your eyes and fold your sheet of paper in half. Tear off the upper right corner. Tear off the upper right corner.
On both sides? On the unfolded side?
Tear off the upper right corner. Fold your piece of paper in half again. Tear off the lower right corner. Fold your piece of paper in half. Tear off the upper left corner. Fold your piece of paper in half one final time. Tear off the lower left corner. Teeth were being used last time.
Thank you. I did. Are your eyes open? No, I didn't.
Now unfold your paper, open your eyes, and hold it up. All right, so as you can see, no two pieces of paper are alike, even though I gave you the exact same directions. It was all in your perception of the directions. So in our everyday tasks, just because you do something the way someone else doesn't do it or vice versa, doesn't mean it's wrong. We're all a team. It's teamwork. Everybody has different perceptions. Okay? So here in a few minutes we will be picking that up, but not yet. So like I said, today is dementia training. I want to talk about some common myths of dementia. We all know what dementia is. We work with dementia on a daily basis. But these are common myths. So myth number 1 is people with dementia can't understand what is going on. That's not true. We have residents here where you may think they don't know what's going on. They do. The part of the brain that is responsible for communication is different from the part of the brain that deals with awareness. So while they may have difficulty communicating, they still most likely do have ideas on how to communicate and can understand the situations they're in. So don't think that just because someone has dementia doesn't mean that they don't know what's going on. Myth number 2, someone with dementia is incompetent. That's not true either. This all depends on the stage of dementia. Many of those in the earlier stages of dementia are perfectly capable of making decisions in many parts of their lives. A careful balance between independence and reliance must be made. Even our residents with advanced dementia can still make decisions. What do you want to wear today? This or this? You know, it's the simple things. Myth number 3, all dementia results in aggression. That's not true either. We see different forms, obviously. But patience, good communication, and keeping notes about those behaviors of a person with dementia can all help reduce the risk of aggression. While a person with dementia can have difficulties communicating, they can still send signals as to their current state. So how can someone with dementia, without telling us they are hungry, how can we read their nonverbals? What maybe do they do that can tell us that they're hungry? Pacing. Exit seeking, wandering, walking, saying, I haven't had lunch today. Well, yes, you did. In their mind, they didn't. They're hungry. Aggression would show that there is something making them uncomfortable, and so by exploring the circumstances of their aggression, a caregiver can usually determine what's wrong. And we talked last time, too, a lot of times, like the primary caregivers can so easily, well, that's their way of saying this. So share that information. Write that on their care cards, because that's valuable information. This one's pretty obvious, but if a resident's rubbing their knees, well, are they painful? Am I the only person who knows that? Well, it's not beneficial if I'm the only one who knows that. And the last one is, I should correct what a dementia sufferer says when I know that what they're saying is wrong. Well, we all know not to do that. You may feel compelled to correct things that are said, but it isn't really necessary and can also be detrimental. Constant correction of a person with dementia can lead them to developing feelings of depression, aggressiveness, or further confusion. So just kind of going along or changing the subject, that's sometimes helpful. It's just not that, well, that's not right. Your mom died 40 years ago. She did? Why wasn't I told? So we're going to kind of put ourselves in our residents' shoes with some different activities. So I'm going to kind of explain each table. Everybody's going to do each activity, though. So I'll tell you what at each station to do and then when to move. So the first station, you're all going to put your gloves on. So just put your gloves on now. Oh, Connie, we need to get you some gloves. Okay, so everybody's going to have their gloves on. At the first station, you're going to put a shirt on and you're going to button the shirt. There's different sizes of shirts if something doesn't fit. But you're going to put that shirt on and button it. At the second station, it's the food and water station. So you're going to either get yourself a Starburst or a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. If you want to eat it. I would. And pour yourself a glass of water. At the third station, it's our activity station. So at that station, you're going to pick out a card and you're going to make that pattern out of the blocks. You may notice that there's not enough blocks. Just do what you have to do to finish your pattern. So the first station is the ADLs, the second is the food, and the third is the activity. Nope. You need to do these activities independently.
I'm just going to go with my shirt wide open.
This isn't funny because I helped buy with the buttons.
Oh yeah, and the third station I forgot to tell you. Where the dog